My name is Cora Stimpson. This is my 4th year at school and at CCF.
My name is Beck Usmanov. I'm a junior and I'm doing data science and statistics here at Truman.
The person who made me first feel part of the community at CCF was Leah Lackey, who used to be Deaker. She would invite me over to her house once a week for coffee, and after that we would go to morning prayers. And I think just through that relationship, I guess, of feeling wanted and continuing to be asked to spend time with one person just meant a lot to me.
Ella was the first person I met when I came to Truman. She was my SIL. And then we became close friends after the international orientation, and she would take me to Walmart with the iHouse, and then sometimes in the middle of the week. She was the first person I would ask a lot of challenging questions about religion, Christianity, and she would be really willing to share resources if she couldn't answer right away. And then later on, she invited me to come to a spring break trip in Oklahoma last year. That was a very moving experience. But after that, when the summer came in, I wasn't really involved with the church and stuff. But then later on, early in August, I started having conversations with Reed. At first, I had a lot of different questions that I didn't really believe there were answers for, And then I realized there are at least paths that would show me the answers. I think it changed how I live my life right now. And every time I talk to people, even if I have some kind of negative thoughts, negative feelings towards them, I always think of they were created in the image of God. They're the same as me,
When I first came to Truman as a freshman, I felt very lonely and almost detached from my faith. I didn't understand God's grace and God's love until I felt like I was failing that in some way. But in CCF, I was continually drawn in to a lot of places where I was invited to talk about my confusion and invited to talk about my thoughts and my feelings. And when I showed up with that kind of turmoil in myself my freshman year, it was met with a lot more grace than I expected. I'm very much a perfectionist, and I expected rejection, and I think I was met with a lot of people who related with me in some way and who could say oh, I've been there, I understand what that feels like, and you're not alone. I think there was a lot of grace and invitation into let's walk this out together.
I used to be a nihilistic atheist, a year ago. I was just going along with day by day doing stuff because I was here, and I didn't really have a choice. And right now, I'd say that I have hope.
This community has taught me what it means to walk with the Lord daily and what it means to live in the way of Christ's love. It's more of a heart attitude of being humble before the Lord and walking with the Lord in love.
For me, God is the light, the hope. And in one of the Gospels, Jesus says I am the light of the world. And that's how I imagine the God of the universe.
Hello friends. I hope Cora and Beck spark something in you about CCF. Whether that's something that you've loved about this ministry from a distance, or something that you remember from your own experience here. A surprise encounter with God's grace like Cora had, or someone who honestly explored questions of faith with you like Beck had in this community where we're always trying to figure out more of what it means to follow Jesus. And as you remember that, I would also ask you to remember this. We're still here. Remember that we're still here pursuing discipleship with college students through services and small groups, through spiritual practices, through relationships, walk and talks, and also through a healthy dose of fun and sometimes weird CCF classics like Booyah, 24 years on now, still with blue and tin foil, just happened a couple nights ago, LPS with flamethrowers and chocolate milk, the list could go on. But in all of that, we are still here cultivating lives of deeply rooted faithfulness and God continues to be with us and be faithful year after year. And we hope you see, as we do, that this work is immensely valuable for an incredibly important time as college students gain independence and explore their faith and encounter God in new ways in their lives. We plant, we water, but God is giving the growth. We also want to let you know that CCF has real financial needs to be met, and that December is a really key time for meeting them. Throughout much of this year, the deficit between our budgeted monthly need and our average monthly income has been greater than in recent years, which creates a need for us to ask for more in year-end giving than we typically do. So, I'll cut right to it. We are hoping to receive an additional $40,000 in contributions before the end of this month to give us the healthiest possible start to 2025, in which we plan to address bringing our monthly contributions to a more sustainable place. And that means that we need you, our partners in this ministry, to remember us. So if you can give toward that $40,000 goal, please hit the link below now. Maybe you had a great financial year and you can contribute $5,000 or even $10,000. Or maybe you're someone watching this who can say, you know, I could cover that whole thing with one gift right now. Or maybe you're somebody who can give an extra $200 this month and then can tag a bunch of your old CCF friends to join your generosity posse and give alongside you. However you can help, please give now, and we'll still be here continuing to plant and water with whatever God gives us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I don't know much, but all I know is good times come and good times go. Like, oh.